this Leviathan wasn't created overnight. There's a lot of people that have a vested interest in keeping the administrative state this powerful. And when you go out to try to defang it, they're going to come after you. So if you have someone serving as Attorney General, that's somebody that needs backbone. That's somebody that needs to be willing to stand in the fire, because the fire is coming the minute you start to issue and institute reforms. I'm going to call on people around the country to answer a call of service. Pick up your family for 2, 4, 6, 8 years. Come to Washington, D.C., because really the future of constitutional government depends on it. This bureaucracy has been imposing its will on us for far too long. It's about time we impose our will on it. And we'll be doing so much more on so many other issues, and we'll be happy to have those discussions with folks in New Hampshire and across the country over the ensuing weeks and months. But here's the thing. None of this stuff we talk about is going to matter one bit if you don't win. There is no substitute for victory. We have to dispense with this culture of losing that's enveloped our parties in recent years. I look at this debt deal, and I wonder, we should have 55 Republican senators instead of only 49 Republican senators. A lot of those were winnable races. A lot of those were flubbed. And so maybe the deal would have been good if we had 55 Republican senators, but we don't. We have 49. So there's not going to be any mulligans on this one in the 2024 election. We either get it right or we suffer the consequences. And make no mistake, the Democrats are playing for keeps. If they win and sweep the 2024 election, they are going to try to pack the U.S. Supreme Court. They are going to try to eliminate the Electoral College. They are going to try to make Washington, D.C. a state. And they are going to try to eliminate voter ID in every jurisdiction in this country and mandate that all states allow ballot harvesting during elections. Now, that is not an agenda that is speaking to the needs of the typical American family. They're worried about food prices and gas and crime and education. It's an agenda where they're trying to render people that don't agree with them to be second-class citizens, to lock you out of having meaningful voice in your government's affairs. And so the stakes are high. And President Reagan used to say freedom's one generation away from extinction. It's not passed along in the bloodstream. And I used to think, yeah, it may be a little bit of hyperbole because, we're Americans. Isn't freedom just in our DNA? But if you've lived through the last 4 or 5 years in this country, we've seen firsthand how fragile freedom really is. It is not our birthright. It's something that we have to fight for.